Hey everyone, welcome to Pipes, Tobacco, and Whiskey. So today we are going to be doing a first impressions episode, and we are going to be doing it on the new Sutliff Birds of a Feather series called Eccentric. This one came out probably like a week ago.
Yeah, not
something like that. It had, or 2 weeks, something like that. And I just got my tins of it that I ordered in. By the way, this one is still available. I saw it today on smokingpipes.com.
Yeah, normally those go fast the minute they come
Well,
out.
it's an English blend, and so, there's not as many English fans as there are Virginia
fans.
Vapor fans. Yeah, so anyway. All right, well, this one is, of course, manufactured by the Sutliff Tobacco Company, but it was created and blended by Per George Jensen, which is he's the head blender for the McBaron Company, who owns Sutliff. So there's a collaboration there of sorts. Like I said, this is in English. It contains Burley, Latakia, Oriental Turkishes, and at least two different types of Virginias in it. So we'll talk about that as we go into it. Says that there are no toppings or no flavorings added. We'll talk about that also. It's in a crumble cake. It's in 50-gram tins. And like I said, you can still get it right now. The strength on this one is classified as a medium. The taste on this one, they say it's also a medium. And so let's just jump right into this one and
All right.
see what we can figure it out. So like I said, this is a first impressions. So we are cracking the tin open right here. And as soon as we get it open, we'll give you our tin note impressions. All right, as I open it up, by the way, the artwork on this,
They always have cool artwork.
well,
on these.
and the owner of Sutliff, the president of Sutliff, his son did all the artwork for the Birds of the Feather series.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting as well. Okay, so we're opening it up, and of course it's got that, I call it the Crown Victorian wrap around it, and then the crumble cake itself is covered by one of those Sutliff little
I don't know, moisture holders.
glossy kind of paper, just I guess to keep the freshness and the moisture in.
Or to keep it from bleeding into that.
Yeah, it's
do
pressed into a cake form. This is just an extra piece that's laying off of it. Man, I am seeing lots of darks, lots of tans. Mm-hmm. It really smells like a Balkan. You get a lot of smokiness. There's a mustiness, a earthiness, kind of a little bit of wood.
But it's not very overpowering as an English blend. It is a lot more like a Balkan, I can say.
Yeah, there's a light leathery smell to it as well. But I also get a little sweetness in there. The sweetness in there is kind of interesting.
That's a lovely little smell there.
Yeah, what else are you getting on that?
I mean, a light smokiness. There's definitely that more that barbecue kind of smell that comes akin. So a little tangy smokiness. Some citruses from your Virginias and stuff, but not.
I'm gonna break it apart.
This really does remind me of a good Balkan blend.
Yeah, I'm gonna break it apart and see if I can get some more smells out of that.
I mean, this is a well pressed together cake because that piece didn't come as one piece with these. You can tell because of the clean cut.
Yeah,
edges.
this one was just a little
added
extra,
into it to
extra
add the
piece.
to make it weight.
Right.
Yeah. And this is a very solid cake.
It gets much more earthy when you open it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Smell that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Really, really earthy.
It goes away from that smoky sweetness.
Yeah.
To more of an earthy
vegetal.
Yeah, vegetal kind of smell.
Yeah, I was sitting there. It's almost like it's chopped up vegetables.
Boy, it breaks apart really easily.
They really do.
And the moisture level on this is some had said that it was kind of on the moist side. To me, this is perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty darn close to perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, because I don't want them to be bone dry, because then I feel the smoke is a little more harsh.
Yeah. Well, the spiciness on drier tobaccos to me comes out much stronger.
More,
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a pretty nice English tin note to that.
Yeah.
Like I said, kind of towards the Balkan realm.
Yeah.
And this has the Orientals in here are Catarinis, and the rumor has it is that this came from a stash of old Catarini tobacco that Mark Ryan, who, as you probably know, and most of you probably know, is owner of Daughters and Ryan Tobaccos, and also is responsible for the Perique production in St. James, Louisiana. And so that's kind of cool, but I don't know if that's true or not. It's just something that I kind of read somewhere or heard somewhere.
This had come from...
That the Catarinis come from him. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, we're going to load up our pipes and we'll be right back and tell you what we think about this smoke. Okay, we're back and we're going to give you our thoughts on the flavors of this one. We had said that the tin note kind of leaned towards a Balkan. On my first light of this, I got a lot of those Balkan flavors as well. Yeah. But as I get into it a little bit more, it's kind of tempering out a little bit.
Yes, it is.
And it's almost like it's right smack in between of what you would expect from a regular English and a Balkan. It's like right in the middle,
right there.
You know, you get a little bit of both. And it seems as if all of these different tobaccos, because there's at least two different types of Virginias. There's red Virginias in here, and then there's a special Virginia, which I don't know what that means, and I'm not privy to that information. But I would imagine it's an aged Virginia is what it is. But it just, there's a lot of different flavors going on, and you get a waft of one, and then you get a taste of another, and it just kind of weaves back and forth in there. It's really interesting.
I really agree with the first point that you made, where it's like it's like a right smack in the middle. You can't really put it on a full English side because it reminds you too much of a Balkan blend, but it's not so much of a Balkan blend that, in my opinion, it really is got that Balkan taste, because there's normally a little bit of peppery flavors with the Balkan and stuff. And I get no pepper on this. It's a very consistent and kind of smooth and creamy smoke. Yeah.
Really well balanced. Right off the bat, the kind of flavors that I'm getting on this one, it comes, of course, from the Latakias and the Catarinis. I get a smoky, leathery, musty sweetness from the Latakias, that earthy, woody kind of taste that you would get, slightly vegetal. And I think that's coming from both the Latakias and the Catarinis. Get a little bit of an incense kind of smell as you smoke it. There's a sweet and sour there. There's a slight spice in the very, very background. It's not real heavy at all. It's really interesting how this kind of just interweaves through itself. I don't feel like there's just these layers of tobacco. How do I say this? Like a lot of Kia flavor, then a Turkish flavor, then a Burley flavor, then a Virginia. It's like it's its own.
It's its own tobacco,
right? It's like it's hard to explain, but it's melded together so well that it's almost taken on a characteristic of its own, rather than 4 or 5 different types of tobaccos. It's really, really interesting. Get a little bit of a dark fruit essence in there from the reds. the burleys show up too. The burleys are, there's a lot nice little nutty kind of slight sweet nuttiness in there.
Yeah, it's an interesting flavor because I just can't get past the fact that it really is like its own thing. I don't know what category, what family to put it in.
Well, definitely to me, it feels like predominantly in English. But it's not like an English I've ever smoked. It's got too many different nuances going on in it. It's really tasty. A little bit of grass that I'm getting in there from some of the Virginias. A kind of a sour citrus in there.
I'm getting a breadiness. I'm getting a real good breadiness coming from it. Ooh, that inhale was a little much.
You're not supposed to inhale it.
No, I mean that puff.
Well, I mean, as you're talking about that, let's jump into what the nicotine is too, because that's what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
This is a medium to full bodied one for me. Now, it could be because it's been a while since I've eaten breakfast, so I need my second breakfast and all that other stuff. But it's got a medium nick hit to me. This is a sit down and enjoy smoke. I really appreciate that about it because it's not overpowering. It's just sit down and enjoy. There's no flavors fighting for competition in this blend. It's just a solid individual smoke.
This has a stronger nicotine content than a lot of the Englishes that I smoke.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's what the addition of the burley was kind
meant
of
to do.
Meant to do, is kind of give it a little more punch. It's really relaxing.
Yes, yeah. That's a good thing because
this would be a good after dinner smoke.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you think about the room note on this?
This is a tolerable room note. It's not as heavy as your typical Englishes, but some people will find it pleasant. But it's almost erring on the side of, a very pungent type scent, very strong.
Yeah, this has got that musty kind of strong presence to it.
Not as overpowering as some English blends like lat bombs or things like that, where it's just that's all you smell.
And this is not a lat bomb.
No.
This is nowhere close to being a lat bomb for me. This is everything in it was working. Everything is balanced. The Latakia doesn't stick its head out.
It works with all the other flavors that are in it. It really is just its own unique smoke.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I would say that it's tolerable at best, probably for most. This is going to fill up a room with some mustiness.
Yes, it is.
For
yes,
sure.
It is.
All right, we talked about the fact that the moisture level on this, I think, is perfect.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it's just right where it needs to be. A couple of other things. This was the fourth in the series. There's supposed to be 6, I believe. So 2 more coming out after these.
Okay.
It's not harsh. There's no bite to it. It's kind of complex. I like all the different things that are happening.
It's interesting
In this one. Burns cool and clean. Boy, it's got a rich flavor. It's just got a really...
It leaves that flavor
and a
in your
creamy
mouth.
mouthfeel.
Yeah. That's I think that's my favorite thing about it is it is a consistent, smoky, creamy, like soft kind of almost like if I were to apply it to the beer world, it reminds me of a milk stout where it's just a very smooth drink.
A nitro.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Nitro.
Yes,
milk
nitro
stout.
brew. Yeah.
The aftertaste on this lingers. I can taste it, minutes after I've taken the pipe out of my mouth. Are you experiencing any dampness in the bowl?
A little, but it could be because I literally just cleaned this pipe right before we smoked it. So I had tried to remove all the excess dottle and stuff like that that I had from before. And just didn't succeed.
I've needed a few relights. Between talking and and smoking, I've had to do a few relights. What do you think about all day blend on this? To me, it's kind of strong to be an all day blend.
I think it just hits a little too hard. And for me personally, yeah, it's not an all day blend. This is a fantastic after dinner or before to bed, smoke. This is something that's relax, sit down, enjoy, have a scotch, go.
Yeah. This is
be done.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
The day is done. Yeah.
So this comes in 50-gram tins. It's $13.76 per tin. Comes to about $7.82 per ounce. Well, and this is limited edition.
Yeah.
They're not going to have it forever. So once they're out, they're out. If you want some, you need to go ahead and order it now. Like I said, there's still a couple of online stores that still have it. Smoking Pipes had it this morning. I believe Tobacco Pipes still had some. So you can still get this. What are your thoughts? What are you going to give it?
Man, I'm having a hard time making my mind up between if I want to give it the full. So I'm going to preface this by knowing that what the actual score that it's going to get, I'm already going to reduce by half a shot.
Because of availability?
Yes. Not saying because it's not available right now, but because I know that in the future, I'm not going to be able to get this anymore.
Well, you got to be like me and buy 10 tins of it.
Yeah, well.
And save it.
If only we could be so lucky. It's just, I'm deciding whether it deserves the full 4.5 down to 4 or 4 down to 3.5. I think I'm going to go with my original gut feeling on it and say, yeah, this is a pleasant blend to me. It deserves a 4.5 down to 4, just out of pure availability. So I'm sticking with a 4 on this blend. It's a really tasty blend.
Have you noticed that you and I have been getting closer and closer to the same scores? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think after we've done this for 3 years now, it's kind of...
Our taste buds are starting to sync up and know what a blend deserves.
Yeah, I'm giving this one a 4 too.
All right.
But it's a solid 4.
That's where I'm
really good 4.
Because the only reason it's not a 4.5 to me is because I know, crap, I'm not going to have this all the time and every night.
And I can't smoke it all the time.
Yes.
It's too heavy for me to smoke all the time.
Yeah, and that's my thing, if I could enjoy this blend... Gosh, at least once every night, it'd be a good 4.5, 5-star blend, but I'm not going to be able to because I'll go through whatever stock I've stocked up on.
All right, for Sutliff's fourth
Birds of a
Feather Tobacco Eccentric, we give it a solid 4.
Yes.
Probably could nudge it up a little bit.
Probably could.
I mean, if we were doing 0.25s.
It'd be nice if they would make these more consistent.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, well. Okay, well, guys, that's all we've got for you. We do appreciate you. Please make sure that you're giving us your comments and your thoughts. Share this channel with your friends. We got a surprise for you next weekend as far as the episode goes, but I won't say anything about it until we put it out there. Until then, don't forget,
make all your piping moments count.
We'll see you next time. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.